And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and today we will be continuing the MSQ for Final Fantasy XIV. Today is, or this evening, technically early this morning, there will be maintenance for implementation of patch 6.51. So I will need to get through this somewhat quickly, so I thought I don't know if I'll be able to get through the rest of the stuff here in Elpis, but I thought I'd give it a try. Let's see, this time we all get to go for a walk. Isn't it exciting? Yes, it is. Though I see new creations on a daily basis, here they look at them with a different eye. It will be interesting to observe Hermes at work. It is held that all civil organizations should conduct their affairs with total transparency, and the Convocation is no exception. But that doesn't mean we are obligated to show our work to unknown entities such as you. Consider yourself privileged and behave accordingly. Yeah, Emmett Selk's not too amused by us. Oh, would that he knew. If only he knew we were really as then he'd be kicking himself. In any event, if you like what you see at any point, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells. That way you know when I go live or a new video is posted on YouTube, because it's always better live. And to see the latest posting as well on YouTube when I export my streams to YouTube. So without further ado, let's get on with the MSQ. And no, I did not mean for that to rhyme. Lives apart. Composure regained. Hermes is ready to return to his duties. If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward ambystoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be unruly creatures about. Okay? As you can see, I updated my... unable to while mounted. I did use some of the opportunity to add for sake the softest robe pants. I don't know why, but I figured pants and then the new and so at least I can have the appearance of wearing my robes, even robes for fitting in, even though it's just a glam. So we need to go this way. Yeah, ambystoma. I think, yeah, ambystoma was here. And it's a cloudy day. Cloudy bordering on foggy. I must speak with MSQ. All of them in vigor now. When we were discussing his nomination, he was melancholy incarnate. Ah, yes. Ianthine petaluda, one of the newest species of the ever-popular butterfly. You're still bothered about your robe? Don't be. The few specimens we repurposed won't be missed. Oh, okay. So beautiful, Petaluda. I hope they make it into the world. This here is a new species of Petaluda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? No. It is the presence of a soul. Yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. Huh. Interesting. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I have received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Why I hide my weapon for sake of inclusion? The Petaluda are not dangerous, but bird of Elpis. Those are. Okay. So this is a beacon? I thought it was a lighthouse of some sort. Okay. Interesting. You're interesting too. Tell me, how did you find the ambystoma? A fascinating creation. Much like yourself, little one. Renowned as Hermes is for flying his flying life forms, it is a rare privilege to be able to see one of his works in progress. We are meant to be observing Hermes. Instead, we are stuck with Meteon. Well, I suppose she herself serves as proof of his prowess as a researcher and creator both. True enough. Yes. Lighting Pneuma. This, lightning Pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it's in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. Oh, so this is what's keeping the island airborne. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws Pneuma here to replenish their ether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the Pneuma? Feed it. Okay. By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friend. Go on, give it a try. Okay. They're just targeting the same thing as before, but okay, there are the two spots. Perfectly done, Myrokos. Look. see how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Pneuma or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon an arcane entity? Is Meteon a living being? Ooh. Yeah, which one is she? The top one usually is the more correct one, but I'm curious. She said she and I were the same, but I'm a person, so... A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythlodaeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you're finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. I wonder if we'll get through this zone and get back in time. I don't know what that will take, but I am nearly 87. Given the fact that none of my other jobs are the same level without running through roulettes, I can no longer really, well, maybe I could try with my paladin. No, east. Sorry, I went west. Okay. Now we can go this way, just stick to the road, or the path, whatever. It is certainly beautiful here. Yeah, Hythlodaeus was right, its beauty is breathtaking. I wonder what Hythlodaeus would... Oh, not Hythlodaeus, but Emet would say if we did not wear our robes. Technically, I'm not actually wearing, I'm just glammed. But whatever. Ooh, a Gubu. Ah, this fellow has been the talk of the Bureau. The combination of a carefree aspect and endless rows of fangs is strangely charming. Was there a guiding theme or any method to the madness that is this random assortment of features? It's adorable, but beware its sneeze. Hermes went flying once. I've actually been doing the self-beast tribes, so I'm at least loosely familiar with the sneeze. But okay. Ooh, cutscene.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, How are we coming along?
Oh, the Elpis flower.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Oh, so that's how it works. Oh, yeah.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Nidana was right.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%.
So Dynamis
By
is...
far. Were we able to control it? we could open the door to limitless possibilities.
Okay, I'm just pausing it here. So basically, Dynamis functions as dark energy, just as or dark energy, or maybe dark matter. Yeah, it would be, well, dark matter or dark energy. Probably more dark energy than dark matter, but if it's similar to ether and ether is baryonic matter, then it would be more similar to dark matter. So yeah, so yeah, it's more akin to dark matter, but functions from our perspective more like dark energy. That's intriguing.
'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay, I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an entelechy. Like me. So... are we the same? Entelecchies.
Sure, I don't see why I couldn't be one. While I have been known to transcend my limitations with nothing but determination, if I'm thin, it's because I'm itself didn't do a proper job.
I think not. Your nature remains a mystery, but ere I reinforced you, you appeared to be little more than a common familiar, and a faded one at that.
A deficit of ether alone does not an entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fellow. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Okay. Entelechy or no, we're friends. In thinness, okay? All appears to be well, this shouldn't take long. Any other dialogue? Nope. Never before had I heard of Dynamis or Entelecchies. I can only assume the Elpis flower was submitted to the Bureau before I joined. The greatest contribution. Emet-Selch appears to be deep in thought. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it, even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy and no one told me. Honestly, the wind could blow in your blow your hair back and you'd be irked by it. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive, given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial. He would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is, I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join the convocation? What do you specialize in? If I remember correctly, in the Shadowbringers patch content, it was MSQ specializes in Ether. Or the Ethereal Sea. Oh, you should wish to know why MSQ was chosen for the convocation. I should be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. I'll tell you the tale when we're away from sensitive ears, okay? What now? I want to learn about the convocation. If you would accompany us, I suppose you should at least know that much. The Convocation of 14 is a governing body that determines myriad policies. Our goal is to ensure that all is right in creation, that our star may know a brighter future. As the name suggests, the council is comprised of 14 offices, each of which is held by an individual chosen for their surpassing abilities. Depending on the office, one is required to be either an authority in a certain field or possess skills that would facilitate the performance of their stipulated duties. The former category includes Metron, specialist in aquatic life, Logriff. We met at least a version of Metron, and we have Logriff, Gaia. Yeah. Specialist in terrestrial life and husbandry. Palmart, specialist in fungal and plant life. Emeraloth, specialist in medicine and healing. And La Habrea, specialist in creation magics, who has brought forth phantom beings of the highest complexity. As for the latter category, there is Ultima, advocate of the arts, Igorm, champion of enlightenment and rhetoric, Hashtarot, preserver of discipline and order, Emetselk, keeper of the ethereal realm, or underworld in the vernacular, Fandaniel, pursuer of extant phenomena. Well, that explains why Hermes is being considered. And Aslam, traveler of the world and counselor to the people. What? Should I be revealing such details to you? Don't be silly. Even children know this much, and you would do well to remember it all. I'll tell you the tale when we're away from sensitive ears. Okay. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Ampelos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it is released unto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. Okay. I do get the feeling that it's nighttime. Probably because it is. What? Oh, forgive me. I thought another member of the convocation had come. Kinda sorta did. This is turning out to be an eventful day. Why is this one blue and shiny? Ah, so these ones are greenish, but this one, That's a good question. Why is it blue and shiny? There is a slight difference in etheric balance between these Charybdises. By this, it may be assumed that they aren't the original creations, but their offspring. The serpentine bird, a serpentine bird or a winged snake? Well, nothing for it then. I understand there was a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind. It is capable of flight. Oh, this is a Sanua. Huh. The specimens created from the concept would allow concepts could allow all the specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly to water. Its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. The result being its affinity to wind is diminished, and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we cannot get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they too are unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. You can transform? What? You needn't go to such length. This is new. You don't know? But of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about robless. Shameful. Oh, so there is a comment about not wearing robes. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. What now? Yes, I believe I have a solution. Salk, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight? Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. We must help the Charybdis fly, or else they will all die. They'll all be written off, not just the one. Pythodeus is a man of ideas. I wonder what he has thought up this time. Which bother when we could simply begin anew, but I shall defer to the chief overseer. Okay. Now Salk is out of sight? Good. Let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Salk train the Charybdis. Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see ether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you describe, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Myrokos, I want you to go to Salk and tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. With the chat mode and say, use I have a favor, use the words to say I have a favor to ask. To indicate you have a request. The rest of us will be right behind you. We wouldn't think to miss the fun. With apologies to Salk, but this may be the best approach. Let us work together to win him over. I'll persist too, okay? Perhaps it's best if I watch from afar. Okay, we need to... Out of curiosity, is it... it's AM now, so it's starting to be... It was nighttime, but now it's morning. Okay, and... Umbral Wind. Okay. Well, are your preparations for this scheme that is clearly not a scheme complete? I have a favor to ask. no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. I don't know what Hythlodaeus is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hythlodaeus is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-wary Emmett Salk. With the chat mode inside, type the words please Emmett Salk to plead with Emmett Salk. Please Emmett Salk. Sorry, I could not resist after Shadowbringers.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emmett Selk. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emmett Selk. Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last. I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmett Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. a singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate Selk to no end, but much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Oh, and I like the fact that we came out, I think we came out of the Umbral Wind into more... Is this clear skies? Or is it still Umbral Wind? There's a... Nope, still Umbral Wind. Okay, if I didn't know better, I'd say that Selk is enjoying himself, not that he'd ever deign to admit it. Look, Myrokos, look how the Charybdis flies. It's flying. It's really flying. As if it were born to do so. Thank goodness. Okay, I need to stand here and wave. Emerging from his reverie, Selk notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Myrokos and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them, if that is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief. As you wish. Hermes? I'm fine. Don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let us return to Anagnosis for now. Hermes looks deep in thought. All the creations are happy. That makes me happy too. I thoroughly enjoyed myself at the end most of all. Now you've seen what I do. Was it everything you were expecting? What? Want an apology for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm tired. Leave me be. Really? You do next to nothing and you're tired. Okay. Ether to ether. Something seems to be weighing on Hermes' mind. Whatever could it be? Tell me, Myrokos, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Nothing so far, but I'm hopeful that would change. Dynamis. Dynamis seems promising. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but I don't think I've found it yet. Dynamis, you say? Curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? The Aikon, however you pronounce that, I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation than it set upon the nearby Occupides, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I had just fed them myself and the Occupides were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Aikon that is to blame. Their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation. perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I've no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where's the scene of the incident? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doris is there, is still there, however. Hermes, wait! If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. All right. Okay, there's a blue quest there. We'll need to do that. But I kind of want to progress MSQ first. A fearsome beast to this Aikaon. But where is it now? The Occupity is no easy prey with its hooves and horns. It was designed to be formidable even on land. Yet they didn't stand a chance against the Aikaon. It's heavy, Hermes' pain. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. The Aikaon was indeed responsible. Okay. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. Okay. Emitsalk and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure the Aikaon didn't escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I will go on ahead. Please follow with Myrokos. Come, it's down this path and over the bridge. A fearsome beast. Where is it now? Okay. Are these floating trees? Egrant. Okay. Oh boy. And I was following the path. Oh. Nope. Okay. And now it's... What's going on with this one? Okay, that was a little weird. But okay. Again? Oh, this one grips is very... nope. There it is, the 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros, too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. Medion is accompanying you. Yeah. In the last part, I already attuned. Let's see, blonde-haired woman... If you're with Medion, then I assume you're on an errand for Hermes. What can I do for you? Sorry, wrong person. We're looking for Doros. Ah, I see. We do have similar hair, so people often mistake us from afar. I hope you find him soon. Dark-haired man, not him. We have blonde-haired man. Is this person it? Or is it long blonde hair? Is that him, or... Well, I'm not seeing anyone else. Doros, that's Doros, okay. Well now, if it isn't Medion, what brings you here? Ah, I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the, Iones, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields in restraints. Frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Katisa. Once I've submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing you need concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that Aikeon slaughtered Occupides. As the observer in charge, you are of the opinion that they are not fit to be released? I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycaon is, it's an L. I've been mispronouncing it the whole time. Or is it oh, that's a little weird. Because it was capital I, but lowercase, is this a typo? Lycaones, or is it Ikeones? Let me know in the comments which spelling of this you prefer. I'm a little perplexed by the change of spelling, but Lycaones would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos. A memory reconfiguration system, the chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive, and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, that short may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. I manipulate a subject's memory. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't... Okay, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm liking this part of the MSQ myself. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. 'Tis all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat unto the world. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be, next to all creation, it is all the... here's my confusion. Is this an L or an I? Is this a capital I or an L? Because this is the name. Now we're back to I being. Because earlier it was an L at the start of a sentence. How do you pronounce this? Oh, maybe the L was the outlier. At least on a English QWERTY keyboard, they are somewhat close. It is conceivable that a typo could have occurred. Because all the icons have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to attend the discussion, that Emmett Salk may better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. We have a duty to the star, this I know, but it doesn't mean we don't also have a responsibility to the lives we bring into existence here. In all fairness, that is a fair point. To man, other beings are just things to be used and controlled like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. A sentimental gift. You needn't be an entelechy to feel the weight bearing down on Hermes. I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time... Meteon, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes. It's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with Myrokos. Loath though I am to impose, may I leave Meteon in your care again? Yeah, sure. I kind of wanted to see the meeting, but okay. I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something, Myrokos? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting or beautiful or strong, better in some way, but flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions. What we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one, and I want you to search with me. Let's start here at the 12 Wonders. Okay. Are there any speech circles? Let's see, we're looking for flowers. A tree in bloom. Vibrant purple flowers, bigger than your hands, adorn the tree. Okay. Oh, so big and bright. I love them. But they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. Somehow I doubt a slender tree will work. A tall slender tree rises before you. You crane your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. If there were apples, we could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. Fortunately, there are flower beds here. An array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, their mix of colors forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine, though, but let's keep looking. And we just want, a familiar plant. Oh no, these are not good. Set on a tall, thin stalk, the oddly shaped flower is mesmerizing in its undulations. A Kaneion, a flower that can move. When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good, Myrokos, at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. Okay. I was gonna say, I've killed more than a few of those in my time. You spy nothing promising nearby. At best, common-looking grasses with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah! Over there, Myrokos, something big, huge. Not the marble. Or whatever, malodorous grass. Well, that's a slightly more vibrant marble. A terrible stench reminiscent of sodden old boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is the marble-like creature before you. It's an Adonis. The things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think, Myrokos? Would he like it? No. It's probably not the good sort of memory. I'd rather not go near the thing. No, not this one either. Finding a good flower. It's harder than I thought. I'm sorry, Myrokos, but could we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there? I'll pick something after that, I promise. Just tall grasses. I mean, there are some flowers here, but would these work? Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Ah, there's nothing. Well, what about these pink things? The shiny thing over there, what could it be? Shiny thing. Oh, the Elpis flower. Ooh, Elpis flowers. They're here too. Yep. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they are entelekis. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright. Now that's interesting. Truly, the flower was dark in your home? Yep. Then do you have it too? A dark emotion? I know the pain of sorrow and loss. I felt great fury and frustration. I've been plagued by doubt and anxiety. I dare say I have a few. I see. Hermes has known the same, the feeling that a part of you is gone again and again, but no one notices. Please, Myrokos, won't you lend it to me, your pain and sorrow? I want to make the flower dark in front of Hermes. Are you sure that's wise? He has been in a dark place since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone, that others are sad too. Truly, you'll do it. Thank you, Myrokos, thank you. It means more to me than I can say. I can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. Oh, I actually have to go and fetch him. Okay. And another blue quest. It seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they've finished.
Hermes!
Oh, You were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes. We've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteion company. Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteion has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
Sure.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear, and it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteion's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering, is a comfort.
Glad I could be of service. Let's have no more brooding, eh? Oh, I could tell you all about suffering. Hmm.
Indeed. Difficult though it may be, I must endeavor to be strong like you. The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars.
Beings plural.
Meteion and her sisters. Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As
What?
one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long.
Shouldn't he have told
And when we do,
Hippodaeus?
I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteion. Let us head back.
All right.
Hmm? What was she staring at the sky for? I'm glad Hermes saw the flowers. Thank you, Myrokos. It will help, I hope. Today will be difficult for him. The prodigal familiar returns, and after causing all manner of trouble while we were in our meeting, I'm sure. Oh, rude. Were you able to get some rest? Please do not hesitate to let us know if you are feeling tired. I worry we might exhaust your scarce reserves of ether. Verdict and execution. Hermes appears solemn and sorrowful. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Salk and Hippodaeus are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Aetheones. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doros has followed the correct protocols, and as chief overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The Aetheones would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Pythodeus is pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Aegeones have served their purpose. Doros has already isolated the creatures and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course, let us be off then. We return to the main aisle. Before I return, I think I'll complete this blue quest. I have a feeling that it might be a while before I get back here. Oh, it's a Gala cat. Okay. Yeah, I just have a feeling that it's going to be a while before I get back here, so I might as well do the blue quest here. So I guess that was it. And yeah, that was it. I was expecting more, but it's nice that it was just a small little diversion. Not joining another phase of testing. I've already got to get back to MSQ. Uh-oh. Someone's having trouble. Doris, are you hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with etheric shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4, the other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above the 12 wonders. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Myrokos handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. If that's how it must end, then so be it. I will render assistance to MSQ, unneeded though it is. Meteon, you are to stay here with Doros. But Hermes, the Aegeones must be reverted. I would spare you their pain and mine. This is my burden, not yours, but if you are intent on helping, then please follow my lead. Stay with Hermes Myrokos. He will need someone when the time comes. Never mind my wounds, they are easily healed. It's the Aegeones which concern me. Oh my. It's right there. Huh, it looks like... Isn't this Fenris? This is reminding me of Snowcloak. I appreciate your help and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry within striking distance at present, but if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Here is my plan. You will approach slowly in full view and then draw the Aegeon's attention. Now I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not, by my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and that will give me some time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin. Of course.
Now. Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten, in concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high, fly free.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? I do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Van Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
It has been quite an exciting visit for you thus far. Oh, you weren't injured, were you? Good, good. And the other Achaones have been taken care of. The incident is resolved and life in Elpis continues as normal, or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Oh, so these gloves, they bear a resemblance to the, oh, if only I could get a... Okay, let me just go into character. I could have sworn... yes, they have, you know, it's the Asian gloves, more or less. So that's what these are. For, let's see, I don't know what answer he's searching for or if it's within our power to give it, but I believe he would make a fine Fandaniel and that if he rejects us out of hand, we will all be lesser for it. Travelers at the crossroads, Hithodeus wishes to discuss plans for the remainder of your visit. Where to now? If there is anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the convocation, merely postponed the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, then allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you, Myrokos? Will you continue along with us? Yep. Wonderful. Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we will first head back towards Anagnosis. I know I gotta do the tour thing. Touring Anagnosis Part 1. I'll keep going with the MSQ for now. Though it could be a while as well. Actually, I'm gonna do the blue quest. Come back to MSQ. I just have a feeling it's going to be a good while before I get back here. And it's just a little tour. What's the harm? And I only need to do the first part of the quest line to get the current, which is what I want. Just give me my ether current so I can be on my way, please. I just want my ether current so I can one day fly here. Is that so much to ask? Oh no, it's those things. Oh, so according to him, I'm an arcane servant. Okay, so they'd really like me to stay here for a few years. Hopefully this is the last of it. No dialogue circles though. Okay, 87. I really hope I don't outlevel. I know patch cycles tend to sort of expedite the EXP gathering thing to help get people to max level. I'd hate to be like level 90 before I reach the level 90 zone, wherever that is. And no other blue crusts in this area. Didn't we part with Hermes not far from here? Given the size of Elpis, I expect our paths will cross again before long. From here, we follow the path northwards to Notaneus. There we will find one of the Naeus, which facilitate travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I have previously been granted. We only need use the device together once, and thenceforth you have leave to use it freely. Shall we? Unless the need is pressing, I won't be tracking Hermes with my ethereal sight. It's poor manners to spy on someone's comings and goings in such a fashion, so don't ask. Social conventions notwithstanding, perceiving ether requires deliberate and intense concentration, and we otherwise keep our eyes on the corporeal world. Here we are in Notaneus. This Neos, will take us to Calamelios Zephyros, the western island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way and we can soon admire the view from above.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros. Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by...
Spriggan!
Well, well. An Arrhaeus. How delightful.
And what, pray tell, is that?
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago.
Could that be the ancestor of the Sahagin?
Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact, and then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end, I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
Whoa. Who was that?
That was too close. Are you unharmed? Well,
Eidolon.
if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Banar, that we should meet you here.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Vanar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emmet Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Ooh.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is he, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are? I say, have you perchance come from the future? I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
Sounds rather like the Blessing of Light. Does it protect you from enthronement by primals by chance? Ooh. I'm kind of curious about... It sounds like the way the Blessing of Light works. It's not the Echo. Because we were attributing it to the Echo, but that's not what the Echo does. I'm curious about this one.
Primals, you say? Well, I'm not familiar with such beings, but if they enthrall by warping the balance of ether, then yes, the magic would afford you a measure of protection. I gather from your question that you are not ignorant to its presence.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting! I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Myrokos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
And there I thought you were a harmless, stray familiar. As far as I'm concerned, this nebulous talk of future, this and changing history, that can wait. First, I mean to find out exactly who you are and what you hope to achieve here. The future, our future, I am deathly curious to hear more. My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept engraved crystal and the quick-fingered Aureus which made off with it. An Aureus, you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Aureus. There is no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor, just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Many thanks. There's a small bridge leading into Myrokos. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted our effort. Not seeing anything here. Nor here. Huh. Oh wait, concept crystal. I thought I saw that. The problem you present is vexing enough without adding the old asm into the equation. And she wonders why these lines upon my brow grow deeper when she herself wields the hammer and chisel. The asms, both mentor and student, are a force to be reckoned with. I find them a delight personally, but they have a habit of making Emmett Salk look as if he bit down on a sour grape. Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid the Aureus no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better? Oh, I did. The scintillating crystal upon which is stored some manner of esoteric concept. The crystal. Well done. Wonderful, now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things? I've often been asked to do so. Traveling and searching go hand in hand. You travel often then. It seems we have something in common. Long ago, when I held the seat of Asm, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys has lessened considerably since I entrusted the position to my whimsical successor. Yet I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or new interest require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis. In fact, many times has my presence been requested, my opinions sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal was a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is, the way one thing leads to another, wouldn't you agree? Okay. Let me just do a check here. Yeah, okay. A past not yet come to pass. Vana is in a cheerful mood. Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I returned the stolen property. If you would go on ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have an entire place to myself so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. Northeast. But first things first, let's attune. Nice accommodations. Huh. You needn't be nervous around Vina. Those white robes mark her as one of fair and impartial reasoning. Aside from the emissary, Elpis, such garb is worn only by those who have stepped down from public office to serve as advisors. Whatever you have to say, she will listen without judgment. Yes, this will be far more comfortable than interrogating you on the side of the road. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like.
Well, thank you.
Now then, will you tell us your tale?
A calamity called the Final Days has befallen the world. The world has been sundered, broken into shards. Mankind is being forced to flee the star. Let's go with the top one. It's the most direct and to the point.
Why don't you start from the beginning? Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Heidelin? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, But your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future whence he came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital in Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which he must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any. But we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emmett Selk! Wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share,
Yeah,
I should like to hear them.
it is the hard never. Dynos is the key to all of this. Hermes and Meteon are involved somehow. I'm still trying to make sense of it all. Dynamis is at the key of all this, but Hermes and Meteon clearly have a connection. Otherwise, why did multiple
Hermes and his
Meteor...
creation Meteon, you say? If Dynamis is the self-same energy as Akasha, as it likely seems, then those two may well be at the center of the calamity to come. This warrants further investigation. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If Emmet Selk is the man Azam described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Ooh, that was a rough cutscene. Shall we begin our investigations then? I am acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I don't know only that which is common knowledge. Thus, I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Meteon, and I have a good idea where we might begin. Now let's get going here. See you, the woman standing in front of yonder building. Her name is Ismene. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go and ask your questions. I will help with drawing out answers if needs be, but I leave the choice of topic to you. Okay, questions for me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. The following cutscene cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. I don't have anything queued up, so... Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge him. Certainly, Mistress Vana. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? What kind of person is Hermes? Let's start with this first question. Well, I can only answer from my own experience, but... I would describe him as a quiet man, reserved, you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail, and is the leading authority on concepts with the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? How long has Meteon been here? Do you know of Meteon's abilities? Huh. I'm already aware of her abilities somewhat. I'm curious about how long, though. I cannot rightly say, as the chief's personal creation, Meteon has not been subjected to observation and study like other concepts. So one day she was simply there, and what do you make of her abilities? I understand that she is a highly unusual familiar, able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies, I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had the occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you wish you knew him better? Do you trust him? The chief may not be the most gregarious individual, but he engages with us as is necessary for everyone to perform their duties. I wouldn't want to intrude upon his privacy for the sake of curiosity. Though if you wish to learn more about Meteon, you could try speaking with Timaeus, another expert in the creation of flying concepts. He should be conducting his observations on the bank of the stream, somewhere to the east. Oh, and unless you take particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If there is aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come, Myrokos, I think we've taken enough of Ismin's time. Our investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers. If you could track down the colleague Ismin mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you finish speaking with Timaeus. I'll start from one side of the compound and make my way through, speaking with as many people as I can. We should have plenty to discuss upon your return. Okay. I don't know why everyone was so worried about the stream. Yes, I'm Timaeus, but please keep your voice down, you'll startle the birds. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. I'm not queued, so let's get going. Oh, did it? Oh my god, did it actually? Did the stream actually not cover that? I just noticed. Oh, good heavens. Hopefully that didn't cut out. I didn't see any warning. So what is it you wish to speak about? Is it true you're an expert on flying creations? What do you think of Chief Hermes' flying creations? Did the stream really cut out like that? a fellow enthusiast, are you? Well, settle in and we can discuss the finer points of this fascinating craft. My deep and abiding love of avian artistry can be traced back to when I was but a young boy, stricken by the transcendent beauty of a glorious golden feathered creature my father had designed. It was then and there that I had vowed to one day surpass. I didn't see, I heard much, but I didn't see much. Ouch. So that's a lot. So a good chunk of the cutscene and an entire conversation was missed. Damn. Oh well, I mean, so it goes. There's nothing I can do to go back and get and reclaim that. I mean, I can go back for the voiced cutscene through the unending journey probably, but I can't do the MSQ cutscene without going into New Game Plus once it unlocks, of course. Anyway, my deep and abiding love of avian artistry can be traced back to when I was but a young boy, stricken with the transcendent beauty of a glorious golden feathered creature my father had designed. It was then and there that I vowed to one day surpass that masterpiece. Yeah. Females launches into a rambling of unstoppable discourse. Oh no. And thus did I secure an observer's role here in Elpis, and at last realized my childhood ambition. Here the dreams I once dreamed are an everyday reality in which I find fulfillment through the research and creation of new flying life forms. An abridged recounting of events was doubtless your disappointment. Is there any specific part you would like me to expound upon? No thank you. You were hoping for my opinion on Chief Hermes' creations, then why didn't you say so? Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Why not mimic his process? Meteon too is a marvel then. My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Meteon as a concept, I have never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Meteon's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny? Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelechyes? I could tell you more of Meteon's nature if you'd like. Dynamis and Entelechyes. Those terms sound vaguely familiar, but but was there not a flower here made in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? No, then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for sake of idle chatter. Now I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to. Ooh, that took a while. Okay, sorry about that hang up. Not again. Oh no. Did it do it again? I think I glitched again. No! Hopefully you were able to hear my dictation. Something seems to be going on. Well, I don't know, with OBS or Twitch or something. Let's see, Lethal Colonel, are you still there? Were you able to see anything, or did it glitch again? I'm a little worried to click on Vina before sorting this out. Let me, I'm seeing red. Oh dear, I am seeing some intermissions. It's going all over the place. The kilobytes per second is going wild. Huh. No missed frames, but okay, let me stop this stream and then I'll try to restart and see if that clears things up. And I'll just have to edit this into 2 parts.